transforming encounter with Jesus is give you a new name. Why is that? Because names are prophetic. Names are important. What happened to the 3 Jewish boys that went into Babylon? If I called their names Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, you wouldn't know who they were. What happens is that these 3 boys, their names gave exaltation and glory to the only living God, to Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Adonai. When they went into captivity, the first thing the king did was change their names. Why? Because now their new names would glorify Babylonian gods with little g. So Hananiah became Shadrach, Mishael became Meshach, and Azariah became Abednego, names of Babylonian gods. And the prophetic word for you, my brothers and sisters, today is that God has a new name for you. God has a new reality for you. You may have awakened this saying, what is it that God has for me? Perhaps you came here with a special need. Perhaps you're asking for a change in your circumstances. Perhaps you walked in through those doors saying, gee, what does God have for me today? You've been struggling. You've been wrestling with the Lord all your life. Maybe you're looking for a very special blessing. Let me tell you something. The best blessing God has for you, He has for you today. And that is that He has a new reality for today. He has a new name for you today. He has a new prophecy upon your life today. You see, what happens when you're born, the world gives you a name and you are labeled forever. Follow this. Follow this. Perhaps you made a mistake and you did some time in jail and there is a label of the ex-con. Perhaps you went into the hospital one day because something was hurting and the doctor declared upon your life that you had a disease, and that doctor, without him knowing it, without him even wanting it, he had just given you a new label, a new name. He had called you incurable. Perhaps you've been sad lately and you went to a doctor and he gave you 2 of the little green pills that make you feel funny in the morning and funny at night. And you have now taken a new name, and that name is depression. Perhaps since you were little you made mistakes and mommy and daddy called you stupid, and you have grown up the rest of your life believing that you are stupid. Perhaps you opened a business the other day. Perhaps you just opened a business and it's failing, and now you have come to believe that you are a loser, and that label goes upon you. And perhaps one day you had a problem with addiction and you turned to the bottle, and perhaps you have been given a new name, and that name is drunk. Let me tell you something. God has a new reality for you today. The world may label you, but these labels, listen to this, the process is very slow. It's very subtle. You don't even realize it. But these labels will start creating a root. Little by little. The process is slow and the process is deadly. It will kill you. You start believing what these labels say. And you believe the labels. And then you believe what the labels declare. And then you start thinking what the labels declare. Then you start living declare, and it's a process very slow. And then all of a sudden, because you lost your first business, you're afraid to open the new business. Why? Because that reality of the world has come into your life and you have become the loser that the label declares that you are. Perhaps you even failed to go to school and somebody say, come on brother, come on and let's learn about the Bible. Let's go into Bible school. And you said, but I never did well in school because I was always too stupid. And you fail to step out of that label because that controls your life. Then you stop going to the doctor. Then you stop taking your medication. Why? Because the doctor has declared a report upon you that you are incurable. And then you give up. You then stop living and you start dying. That is the process of these labels. And I'm here to declare to you that these labels don't come from God. These labels come from the deepest places in hell. These are lies of Satan, and Satan is the master deceiver. It's time for you to step out of out of Satan's reality. Let me tell you something. Perhaps they are calling you now, oh, that little church without a pastor. Let me tell you something. Don't accept that reality. Don't you dare accept that label, because that label will come and that becomes your reality. It's time to have a life-transforming encounter with Jesus. It's time to break loose from these labels. You see,